There is an Italian sentence that says, who does not die, sooner or later will reappear. Welcome back on iKeysRacing, Marco from Monza. As it was usual, more often than not in the last year 2023, unluckily I've missed this channel for quite some time actually, and I'm sorry, and so my apologies to you all for this lack of uploading. Thank you for subscribing. We reached 141 subscribers, so more than happy to have you on board also today. We are facing the episode number 7 for the sports car, 100 minutes in real time, everything, tire usage, fuel usage and weather condition. We will race, as you may remember, the old selection of Barchettas and the world sports car vehicles of the late 90s and the early 2000s for the GT cars, just to combine prototypes looking like GT cars, real GT cars, and pure prototypes and Barchettas like it was back then. We are on the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada. There was a Colorado something type of track that unluckily doesn't work anymore on my computer, so we will jump that moment and we will re-get it maybe later in the year. So from the west coast of US we go up in Canada to then approach the east coast more often for the rest of the season. So welcome back on iKeysRacing, welcome back from the bottom of my heart. I hope you are more than well and more than happy. And I think we can have a look to the poll present on the community page of iKeysRacing, where you have voted for the Saleen S7 race car, that we can maybe look properly, not with this camera. So maybe we can see here the Saleen much better. It's an American hand-built high-performance sports car designed and built by American automobile manufacturer Saleen Automotive Inc. Developed jointly by Steve Saleen for the initial concept, direction and engine, Hidden Creek Industries for resources and the initial funding, Ray Mallock Limited for chassis, suspension and aerodynamics, and Phil Frank for the body and interior CAD design and development. The car is technically the first fully proprietary produced by Saleen ever, and became the 6th America's mid-engine production sports car, following the Pontiac Fiero, the Consulier GTP, the Mosler Raptor, the Vector W8 and M12. This car debuted on August 19, year 2000, as a S7 model at the Monterey Historic Races. The all-aluminum engine is a proprietary unit developed and built in-house, but it is a bored and stroked derivative of the Ford's 351 Windsor small block, with the Cleveland-style canted valves, heads, which have been extensively reworked and modified. Having a large displacement, 7 liters or 427 cubic inches, the engine is based on and has been developed around the more compact and lighter small block architecture, and is in fact not based on the FE big block. It proved remarkably tractable and flexible for a high output requirement, 550 horsepower at 6,400 RPM. In 2005, the S7 gained a more powerful twin-turbocharged power plant, which boosted engine power to 750 horsepower and an estimated top speed of 399 km per hour. Apart from technical details that you can see on screen, etc., the racing version of this car has been named S7-R, that is a racing version of the naturally sold car for customers, and has been produced from the year 2000 to the year 2007. It was designed to compete in Grand Tourer style motorsport series and events such like the American Le Mans Series, the FIA GT Championship, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and the 7-liter engine V8 produced about 631 horsepower. A particular note for this car is around the year 2004, so 20 years ago exactly, more or less, where Ferrari had gathered VIPs and automotive press around the world at Ferrari's Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari racetrack at Imola for the round number 8 of the FIA GT Super Racing weekend. That was maybe more an invitation to witness the sure victory of their race cars and the new all Ferraris and the new Maserati MC12 GT1. Instead, the Vitaphone sponsored a racing version of the Saleen S7-R driven by Michael Bartels and Uwe Alsen competed against the Maseratis MC12s, 3 Ferraris 550, 3 Ferrari 575 and 2 Lamborghini Murciélagos in the GT class specification, securing the overall win. The then Ferrari CEO Luca Cordero di Montezemolo was in attendance of the race, and he admitted that this S7 victory was something remarkable, telling that we were no match for the Saleen today. It was regarded as one of the biggest upset in auto racing history by the automotive press, as a race car from a low-volume manufacturer had beaten Ferrari at their home track. So now there is a night version of the qualification, but we will accelerate the time, go to the day version of the qualification so we can see something also of the track, and then we will start a 60 plus 40 minutes race. See you in the pit for the car setup and in the next session for the qualification. Okie dokie. So let's go to see the timing as it was in the previous session, because apart from Michele Alboreto on top with the Audi R8R LMP1, there is also James Weaver with the Riley and Scott, the Penos Roadster, the Reynards, I mean, we know the big boys. The first GT1 car, fake Grand Tourer, the Toyota GT1 Obuki Katayama, closes the top 10, so at least on this track, LMP1 and WSC cars, Barchettas, are absolutely dominating. Then there is the set of GT1 like the Nissan R390, the Mercedes CLK, Porsche 911 and so on. We go to GT2 category where we are going to race today. So there is a Chrysler Viper scoring a 141, Porsche's 911 around 43, 44, 45, BMW M3 GTR and so on. Because I don't have a benchmark with the Saleen, I would be happy to be around, let's say, the 146 of the SARD MC8R. Also because this 36 car selection comes from the current points classification that you can see on screen, where basically we have reduced the number of cars for who has more points and added or kept what are those manufacturers that are not scoring enough points after 6 races completed. So this balance of performance that is more a balance of presence, removing who has too many points, adding or keeping who has less points. So let's keep an eye on the 146 and let's see, without training, I mean, I don't play this game since November maybe of 2023. I will be maybe a ridiculous driver around, but I will try to find the soft spot of the car. Talking about the car, I prepared anyway a bit of car setup where you can get this first screen page with technically the maximum splitter at the front, so very hammered like the rear wing. We don't have many troubles on top speed, the car is very powerful. I can talk about the power and coasting effect with the differential, so 75% 3/4 closed for the acceleration, while coasting, so lifting the throttle, we go down to a 50%, helps a bit the car to enter into corners. Very close 6 gears to be flexible with also jumping some gears in some part of the track. I would add also the soft front tires and medium rear tires because of the overheating effect at the rear, maybe helped by the fact that the front end is technically almost totally stiff, just a tiny touch down to allow a bit of movement, but as you have seen many times on iKeysRacing, usually a simulator is a sort of turning point with the front end and a smooth and predictable rear end. That's the way I do like to play. For the race I will load 80 liters to technically split the race into 30 minutes stints for a total of 1 hour and 40 minutes. Then we will see if to take some risks or not. For the qualification, just 7 laps will be enough. That's it, so let's go on track and wish me luck. Okay, you should get everything in place. The car is this one. There isn't much to see around the pit lane. Going back to a simulator after so many weeks of total not trained period. It's like going on a bicycle. Maybe once you have learned to do it properly, isn't a pain in the neck. Okay, the SAR doesn't sound very competitive, so I should beat them. To second gear, not a good choice, despite having very close gears. I do prefer to use the torque than the raw power. And I've missed the apex, so we can calm down a second. Okay, we will leave space to the others. Okay, maybe a Porsche 911 is a good benchmark. So we'll try to follow the Porsche that was one of the most competitive car in the lap time. sorry, not wanted. Okay, I must say, with this level of setup, the car is technically drivable, decent top speed, let's retry a lap. I was saying that I do prefer the torque given the nature of the car. Second gear. It's a P17 in front of J. O'Connell, so it's a prototype. I cannot believe it. 138th. I'm not believing to my own
Yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 1.
lap time. But seems accepted, real. So this brings us into quite an interesting point of race management. If we have so much competitiveness, I mean, we cannot beat prototypes and GT1s on a long run, but the raw performance of the Saleen is, thank you for voting the Saleen, is placing myself untrained quite in a good position. So we can maybe go to the pit, try the entrance, would be crucial for the race, should be here.
Watch for your pit space. Watch for your pit space. Okay, slow the car down.
So we can maybe accelerate the things, and yes, we even have beaten a GT1 slow Penot. I'm surprised because we have 3 seconds at least against the others, so could be almost an easy win without troubles, but I don't want to sing the winner theme before having achieved it, so we can just accelerate the time. And so this is the final figure. LMP1 class: Audi R8R Michele Alboreto, Andy Wallace Cadillac, James Weaver Riley and Scott, Yannick Dalmat Reynard, O'Connell Brabham Penots. Okay, so the O'Connell was not the one with the Penots LMP car. That's it, okay, understood. As said, the first GT1 is Ukyo Katayama with the Toyota, then Nissan, etc, etc, etc. At least, no, okay. at least I see this. Look with me that we are P17 first of the GT2 class, but for example a Chrysler Viper is not anymore so far. I mean 2 seconds, 1 second and 8 tenths. Then the Porsches, BMWs, Corvette Marcos, Listerstone. Not running Eric Van de Pole with the Ferrari, Gossens with the Courage C51, JJ Leto will be someone coming from the back of the grid for sure, as well as Didier Theis at the beginning of the race, and Ekblom with the Courage C51. So maybe after the first 2 or 3 laps we will face the arrival of these monsters. But we get at this point a virtual pole position for the GT2 class. Maybe our main contender will be the Chrysler Viper, and then the Porsches 911 if they will have a different pace and performance during race day. I do not see threats, honestly, from Corvettes, Marcos and Listerstones, but who cares? This game sometimes can be very surprising. So we can save it, continue to race, get the garage with the old car setup used, bring up to 32 minutes. It can be more, okay, 40. Oh, okay. So we can maybe play with 30. Let's do 35. 35. We go up to 70, and then the last stint will be like that. But we try to stay on track, running faster and faster as much as we can, just to divide in 3 parts the race. If you don't mind, I save it, and at this point it's just a matter of going into the starting grid, warm-up lap. We will see together the cars involved into this appointment. Okay, as always with GTR2 sometimes and Power and Glory. Nissan R390, Brandon Muller, BMW, Corvette, Marcos, Dodge Viper, Eric Van de Pole, Ferrari LMP WSC car, Michele Alboreto, Katayama, Matthews Reynard, if I'm not wrong, I don't remember exactly, or the Lola, I will never learn this, sorry. Lucio Zonta, Mercedes, Porsche 911 GT1, McLaren F1 GTR, Listerstone, Courage C51, BMW Barchetta, they are cutting here and there, O'Connell Penoz, David Brabham Penoz, Lola Reynard de Rodriguez, Stefan Johansson Reynard, Chrysler Viper, Ferrari Didier Theis, Andy Wallace Cadillac, James Weaver was in first row with Michele Alboreto with the Rally and Scott, Yannick Dalmat with another Reynard or Lola, don't remember, Clerico Courage, Deletra Giroux GT2 category, Lotus Elise, As, O'Connell Penoz, James Roberts Porsche 911 as well as Brown Uras, like Uras Newgarden, something like that, Ferté Krosnov Sard, Axon Ferté Sard MC8R, Ekblom Courage C51, and then back to Brandon Muller. Okay, one more lap of warm-up attitude now. They are maybe on a single row, so should work. I hope so. Because they do a strange racing line, I don't know why. Okay, if you encounter this trouble, you can simply restart the race, put in the first gear, press the space bar, okay, not an orthodox move, but the car was not playable, now yes. Let's see which will be the real position. 27. It was a It was a P29 after the debacle of the game engine. But now it's race day, cold tires. Marco, remember. Marco, remember. Okay, what is broken? Just aerodynamics, okay. I don't want to battle and lose time with prototypes. I was suggesting to myself to be careful with cold tires. I did the first mistake of the day. But maybe the mix of prototypes, Barchettas, GT1 and GT2 cars will help to keep the field maybe a bit mixed. Maybe we will try to sneak into some moments where the contenders will have issues, and maybe I will stay far from curves because this version of the track is absolutely... Oops. There's something here. Yes, the Lister Storm is absolutely a no match for the... Sorry, the Saleen is absolutely a no match for the Lister Storm. You've seen how many meters gained because of raw power of this monster. I said my mistake with cold tires to stay already close to the limit, plus using curves if I was driving a prototype was not absolutely a smart and intelligent thing to do. It's a P20, 5 minutes in the race, more or less. Viper shouldn't be an issue to be passed outside. Please be patient in this episode with myself and my driving style, because really it's 3 months without playing a simulator. I fear that just the performance of the car helps me to be quick out of the box. I feel very in comfort with the telegraph throttle style of Ayrton Senna when I play video games. It helps you come out from corners as much as possible quicker. being a race day, I will use as much as possible torque. I will not battle against prototypes, so this is Yannick Dalmat can go free. The fine-tune of endurance races is also managing resources more than just exploding hysterically like a Formula 1 car in a 80 minutes race. Even if in modern days, recent days, endurance has become a sort of Formula 1 style for 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. There is another point to use the second gear instead of the first. That is in the next chicane. Not so quick outside corners, but then the raw power and the chassis and the aerodynamics, maybe top speed of the Saleen is a powerful tool against the Marcos, the Rizders. I've seen the BMWs M3 model suffer a lot with top speed, despite us having all the possible wings available, mounted, set up. It could have been in a sequential gear shift condition, but I did choose to keep the original 6-speed gearbox like it was in the beginning of the year 2000. Yes, the traction of this car is unbelievable. Very long. Lost a position with the Gilles, but with a GT1 car. I'm not expecting today to beat them. So I was saying, with 10 liters we did 8 laps. 8 times more, so we hold the full 80 liters. We should do 64 laps, more or less, and almost 80 minutes of full race at this point. I mean, 10 liters for 15 minutes ish, 8 times more. Looks like we may cover all the race, strangely, with a single tank. despite being passed by the Lotus GT1, they do not look so strong, so maybe we can try to attack them and understand if they are definitely quicker or not. Because if the car coverage of the fuel is this one, it's not a bad story. Here we are with the pass of the two sides. Technically a GT developed together with Toyota back then. I was thinking they were the benchmark. During Qualy day. Instead seems that we are doing very well. They touched. They were full.
In sector 3.
And because the Retrogame are direct contenders, at this point, after 30 minutes of race elapsed, it would be quite a result to beat them. Some cars in the pit. The Lotus has some problems now. If they pit or if they don't, at least we are in front. It's time to let Michele Alboreto pass.
Sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Okay. And there was this strange attitude on some tracks about prototypes and barquettas pitting more often than not. And if I'm not wrong, we did win that race, despite not having the best car. Anyway, there was an episode of iKeysRacing where we faced this strange... no, sorry. It was the Monza 1000 kilometers. Or 6 hours reduced to 1. Where we had won with an Alfa Romeo T33 in the team around the world in 24 hours, featuring 1970s cars. least the prototypes. Plus, they are so powerful, so competitive. I think there could be a sort of fine-tune of the grip or the competitiveness dedicated to the AI. Because being so quick with a GT2 car compared to a McLaren GT1 car that was old enough back then compared to modern, machinery. So this unbelievable P9 overall, it's a pure scenario coming from what I fear is a too low level of grip for the AI, like the McLaren GT1. It was old enough back then to be impossible to be considered a contender for a Toyota GT1, a Porsche 911 GT1, a Mercedes CLK, and so on. But for sure was a no match for a Saleen GT2 car. There is an auto call to pit, maybe for tires. Well, has been elapsed the 35 minutes coverage, but instead it's 40 minutes coverage. It's still 30 liters to be used. So if I drive more smoothly, maybe I can extend the tire usage to the end, because from a fuel point of view, we don't have issues. That's for sure. So, this is bad. Yes, the front end grip has gone. So we pit. We place another 80 liters. They will last for another 50 minutes, the second part of the race, out of 100 in total. Medium compound at the front and medium at the rear. Medium compound. Okay. I fear I did a mistake. Sorry for the camera in front of my face, but it's much better to see my video game, everything around than my face, or I can speak here. Let's see. Yes, because it is green because it's for the next choice. Okay. Back on track. Sooner or later. Now. I've solved also the issue with the camera, more or less. Sorry. Now you can see my face, not that it is a beautiful face, but it is what it is. Back to P15, and knowing that we are covering the rest of the race easily with the fuel. Maybe we will just have a caution attitude, a cautelative attitude. With the front end with the big compound. It will be not grippy like before, so we will be less competitive while cornering, but this will bring us to finish the race where I hope to finish. So definitely the fuel prediction consumption of the game engine is not always real. Also the best is to be done on track. Maybe it will be not a real issue because we still have more speed while cornering, yes. And the Collins Pilgrim is exactly the Corvette we have in front, if I'm not wrong. Mr. Storm in front is not a direct contender for what I remember. As well as the BMW, very slow in the shifting. Have let go JJ Leto, P12 as P13. They scored the best lap time. He scored the best lap time of the race so far. That's why in the top right corner he is signed in violet purple as the quickest car on track so far. If you don't know who is JJ Leto or Jirki Leto, if I remember correctly, just go back on the time machine that YouTube is and look what happened to the Le Mans 1995 edition. If I'm not wrong, 94 or 95. The other side
in sector 2.
the Ryan Scott and Wallace, no sorry, James Weaver out. That's a strong hit to the classification, so maybe my goodness, that Courage was absolutely stopping in front of us. I don't know why. They're much quicker. I'm sorry for battling, but Monsieur Clerico is a direct contender at this point with 29 minutes to go. Without a decent top speed, so maybe with engine issues. Yes, they are quicker than us while braking. That's a good point. We wait to pass the Porsche, so maybe, yes, she will be in between us and Wallace, but we'll have to work harder to repass us. Idiot, and I've ruined both races. Not yet. Touched again. Anyway, another Barchetta NMP1 prototype, whatever, with power output issues, given that on straight we were close to the top speed. Drive bomb working so far. They will attack now. On the main straight, back straight. No, they don't have the speed, maybe. Also the Porsche GT1 111 is very slow. Don't want to push too much on the front left tire because it is finished. Oh, first gear used. Missed the third gear and put in first. Luckily the engine was not blown. Not yet. Give me one more lap. Now the Mercedes is back again. Bit of slow cars in between because this could be the last lap. Good. The AI is not very aggressive. Let's be slower a bit while cornering right-handed to not overstress. Left tire. Okay, the race is over. Michele Alboreto won, so happy for him. Ciao Michele. Corners left, the hairpin, maybe we can pass also Yannick Dalmat in grey P5 because it's a good not finish. Let's see. See? Yes. Okay, it's not believable in real life, but as was the surprise for... sorry, back to the studio, more or less. As was a surprise to be so quick today, maybe the same surprise that Luca Cordero di Montezemolo had while inviting this monster back in the days 20 years ago with a lot of Ferraris beaten at the end, and happy to be back on track after 3 months. Sorry for the lack of uploading, and It's a victory of in class, sorry, for GT2. It's an overall P5 with a lot of help, I must say. Not repeatable very easily. But a win is a win. We can only say thank you to the Saleen Automotive Company for creating a monster. Maybe in this race trim and game trim she has all the available power unleashed, because I've seen top speeds closer to prototypes and GT1 cars than ever. So maybe it's really something unusual, so we can only think to be very happy and very lucky indeed. So with the results, with the happiness of seeing Michele Alboreto winning another great race as it was in real life, luckily destiny didn't help Michele to score more victories. Anyway, Audi R8R Michele Alboreto, De Radigues Jansel Lola B98, Brandel Müller Taylor Nissan R390 for the GT1 class, Stefan Johansson LMP1 Reynard 2KQ, as with the GT2 Saleen S7-R in front of the flipping Mercedes CLK, David Brabham LMP1 Penus Roadster S, Yannick Dalmar retired in the last lap with the Reynard 2KQ, the same of Stefan Johansson, P9 for the Penus Roadster S of Mr. O'Connell, Laurent Aiello with the GT1 Porsche 911 P10. So that's it. You can see on screen the new classification. The next step will be the episode number 8. I don't remember where, sorry, if still in Canada with the Mosport racetrack, I'm not sure, or maybe the calendar had the possibility to use already the east coast of the United States to go on to discover many beautiful racetracks like Watkins Glen in the modern era and so on. And what else? Thank you very much for coming back to watch iKeysRacing. I hope this video recorded on Saturday 24th of February will be out very soon. Luckily my life has changed quite massively recently, and so I have less time than before to invest into these beautiful things that are video games, simulators, and especially the boring thing of the video editing that maybe allows a video more modern and more with a more soft package around than just a live session with who knows what happens. Or maybe, given the less time available for me, maybe I will switch to a pure live channel, given that I don't know what will happen in my life in the next few weeks and months. But thank you very much for watching. Muchas gracias, obrigado. Merci beaucoup, dankeschön, spasiba, grazie, arigato. Cars that will have, manufacturers that will have high points will be reduced in presence, the balance of presence, the BOP, here on iKeysRacing channel. The less the points, the more the presence. But stay very well. Thank you for watching this video after a long time, far from YouTube scenes. Sorry, my apologies. And let's hope to find us all together very soon again. As always, I wish you all the best to you and to your beloved, and if you can, stay into keen racing and stay very well, and see you very soon, maybe. Ciao, goodbye, bye bye, stay well, ciao, thank you very much, bye.